Welcome back to another episode of Ronnie's Remedy. I'm Roni, Veronica Baumgartner, your host, and I have all your life's remedies. We have a special guest today, and I'm going to tell you this is the first time we've ever met. And welcome to the show, Jon Perry, correct?
Yes.
Jon M. Perry.
Thank
That's
you very
his name
much.
on Facebook.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Yes. You're super professional. I love the outfit.
Thank you. Dressing down today.
I'm very laid back as well. So I don't know anything about you. You had reached out and was like, hey, if you're looking for a guest. So I said, sure, I'll talk to anybody. And I would love to get to know you. We kind of got to know each other a little bit about marriage and kids and all the things. So we'll dive into that with the evasive questions. But why don't you tell me a little bit about your background? Where are you from?
Well, I'm a military brat. I was born in 29 Palms. At the ripe old age of 7, my dad got transferred to Yuma and decided, you know what, this is where we're going to retire
staying.
in the 80s. I went to Reagan, Crane, Cibola.
I went to Cibola.
I went to a couple classes at WC, and then I went out to Arizona State and got a degree. Graduated in the middle of the dot-com bust, so there wasn't a lot of skill set for my talents.
Okay.
And
what did you graduate with?
I graduated with a degree in business and art history.
Okay. Art history.
Yes.
Why?
Because it was the easiest way to get out. That was my second major change.
You're funny. You're funny in a serious way. Like, I like the dry humor. You're like, I just want to be done with this. So let's just pick the easy thing. Was it easy though?
It was, considering I was in computer systems engineering to start with until I hit discrete mathematics and thermodynamics.
Whoa.
And then I went to architecture, where I recognized after a couple years I was good. I wasn't great. And there was an upper and lower division in undergrad. So I realized who I was competing against, and there was a good chance I wasn't going to get through. So at that point, I'm like, okay, this is 3.5 years. I need to get out.
Yeah.
And so I was on the 5-year plan at the end of the day.
Wow.
5-year, 1 summer session, and got out with a degree in business and art history.
My son has talked about wanting to be an architect, and he's so good at math. Like, he's so insanely good, but he's kind of leaning more towards some sort of engineering degree now, like in the Air Force.
Okay.
So he's all about that. But I always thought that was a cool profession.
It's an amazing profession. There's so much detail and talent. And then when you think about people like Frank Lloyd Wright, who just had this innate ability to understand how things worked, even without doing the math, because he just mathed. His life was mathing.
Wow.
And he could just do things and knock things over and know that it wasn't going to fall on him.
Wow, that's
like
crazy.
There's a great story about falling water and the path to the mother-in-law's casita that was there. And the path had an overlay of stones, but they weren't on both sides. There was one here and then one here, and they had supports in between. And he just knew it, and he just knocked it down, and it didn't fall, even though there was this giant stone overhead that could have fallen on him. But the way it was balanced and everything, he knew.
And he was intuitive.
He just knew it.
I think I was done with math after like geometry. I was like, I'm so done with this. But he's so good. He's starting pre-calc this year, and he's just like honor student.
Excellent.
So that's one thing he's good at. So after you said ASU?
So after ASU, middle dot-com bust, nothing happening. So I freelanced. I got really, really sick, went in the hospital for a couple of months. A week, got out for a week, and then was in a couple of months actually down here. Dr. Peter Chung, who's still around, ended up saving my life. He may not realize it. He did. And after about 2 months of recovery, I got out, lost all my freelance work in the Phoenix metropolitan area. My parents had a small business here. I came on to temporary manage it. That turned into being hired for it. That turned into buying into it, and then we grew that, while I simultaneously started Imaginary Friends Design Studios.
What was your parents' business?
They had a self-storage on 3E. It started as a 1.9 acre facility. We grew it to 9 acres.
Whoa.
About 800 and something units.
Yeah.
And so, we sold that in 2017. I started my second company, PrintZoom, in 2015.
Yeah.
And then that precipitated property, company that I had. And then, we built my facility and moved into that in 2018, where Imaginary Friends and PrintZoom's now housed.
So now it's together.
It's always been together under one roof, but now it's not also a self-storage facility.
So Imaginary Friends.
Yes.
Crazy name.
Thank you.
And what is it?
It is a firm that specializes in brand identity, digital footprint, and strategic engagement.
Whoa. All right, we'll dive into that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I think that brand is a buzzword that goes around today. Everybody wants to brand stuff, and I don't think that they take enough time to lean into what it actually means. It's more than just a logo.
Or a look.
Or a look.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, there's 3 pillars in branding.
Okay.
There's visual identity. the cornerstone of which is their logo, their main logo,
Sure.
maybe some alternates,
Okay.
their colors, their fonts, their supporting collateral, whether it's icons or types of photography
Okay.
or assets such as triangles or circles or something that may fit with the overall vibe of the look.
Okay.
The second thing is the voice. You know, are you talking to people with a 5th grade education, high school education, college education?
Like, what's your
doctorate?
demographic? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Not
Yeah.
just your demographic, but speaking to them and
Okay.
speaking in a way that they relate.
Sure.
I was talking with someone the other day, and I told them, as a business owner, especially a white business owner, I could say, si habla español. And that sounds like something a business owner would say. That's not something the customer would say. The customer would say,
I don't know.
hablamos español.
I don't know
And
Spanish.
so I don't know Spanish either. I learned that one though. And so, but
funny.
that's something that's like,
Yeah.
think of it as customer centric versus what I would project.
So you're
I would
thinking
want
about them.
Think
Yeah.
about what they would want and
Yeah.
what appeals to them.
Exactly.
Not what I want to promote.
Sure.
When you look at websites, how many of them have the about before the services or products or offers? Nobody cares about you until
You're
they
so
care
right.
enough about
I need to
what
change
it is.
my website.
So
No,
we
you're
can
so
help with
right.
that.
No, it's just like this free Google one I use, you know, to like upload my columns and my
Yeah.
videos. But you're right. Like, it's like the first page is like me, but no one cares. So let's go.
Yeah, give them a solution that they can actually relate to. Give them to something that they want. Give them some
Okay.
value, and then they might care enough to find out if you are
Exactly.
the next president of the United States or a person who's struggling with addiction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I need to move that tab. Okay. All right. So you said 3 things. What's the third?
The last thing is the brand or customer experience, and it's
Okay.
a very specific thing that is to it. There's a difference if you say you're welcome versus if you go to Chick-fil-A, they say
I don't know.
my pleasure.
Oh.
Because you're welcome is I'm doing this for you. My pleasure is I have this innate need to do this for myself, and you're just happen to benefiting it.
Wow.
You had a guest on here recently, Eric Castaños.
Yes.
He said in his run club, the people know what to get because it's a very branded experience.
Sure.
When they get there, they're stretching out, they're working out. It's a
They know
routine in
they're-
a system
exactly.
that follows.
Yeah.
That's part of the brand experience
Yeah.
of something.
Yeah, he talked about that. Like, there's no surprises. You know what you're going to get because that's what people want. They don't want to show up and be like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know, it's like with kids. It's like we have structure in our house. Even though they're little and we have a good time and, you know, it's summer and they're doing whatever, it's like we still have like a flexible structure
Exactly.
of wake up, get ready, breakfast, learn something, you know, things
Systems
like that.
are important.
Yeah.
The having that helps people's mental health. It helps
right.
their physical health. Having a certain amount of discipline
Yeah.
and systems help people move on to
Consistency.
because
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't always bring that high of an excitement.
Yeah.
It gets things done.
Yeah. And that's what's important for your company.
For mine especially.
So, Imaginary Friends, how'd you come up with that name?
So back when I was starting, I was thinking I didn't want to name it after my name. I felt like if I wanted to develop an asset that maybe someday I could sell off
Yeah.
if I wanted to step away from it. It couldn't be the Jon Perry marketing agency or the Jon Perry design company.
Sure.
Because if John's not there,
Then what
What
is
are they
it?
buying?
Yeah, that's right.
so I looked around and a lot of small, medium nonprofits and businesses, they didn't have the wherewithal to have a designer in-house.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't the tools that are out there as there is today 20 years ago.
Yep.
So we were there to help make them look good. We were their imaginary friends kind of in the shadows,
like
you know,
that.
putting it together for them.
Yeah, you're like the silent helper in
Exactly.
the background. Okay, so what's PrintZoom?
PrintZoom. So we found about a decade ago that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we wanted to have a little bit more control over the output of some of the designs we do. Sending them out of town, although we're of cost efficiency for our clients, didn't always produce the results.
Yeah.
Working in town may have produced better results, but the cost efficiency at that time was
Too
way
high.
beyond.
Yeah.
So we felt like there was a middle place where we could be quicker than out of town, better quality than out of town, more cost efficient than in town,
Yeah.
and also have this designer eye associated with it.
Yeah, like you said, you had a little more like hand in it, a little more control, probably make the customer feel safer about that too, work better together. So that's what PrintZoom is.
Yes, we have a full-blown print company, 3 digital presses,
Nice.
binders. We can make books. We can do
neat.
banners. We can do copies. We can do so much stuff.
So how are the companies doing?
So 2025 was probably the roughest year of our lives. It was worse than 2020. Believe it or
Really?
not, yeah.
What happened?
We don't have time to get into that. Let's
Well,
just say
what's
that
the top thing that happened?
political climate affected the mentality of small business to be scared about what they can spend on. They wanted to be a little bit more fiscally, the smart businesses wanted to be fiscally conservative.
Gotcha.
So they weren't taking chances. And then especially with tariffs going the way they were, where it's like you could order something and all of a sudden the price doubles by the time you get it.
Yeah.
There goes your profit and possibly then some.
Exactly.
I had one client completely go out of business because they fulfilled their order, but they lost money on this giant order of a product. So.
And you think ordering more, you get better value.
But not when a tariff is just slapped on it at this one moment. It doesn't matter if something was in the work for 7 months.
Okay, so that really affected your business.
That is one of the things that affected our business.
So how's this year going?
This year's going much better.
Much better.
Much better.
Okay, good. That's woof.
Well, I think it's part of it is like towards the end of last year, we had a come to terms moment at the last quarter where we're like, okay, I can either save money, cut some employees, or we could double down, practice what we preach, work on ourselves. And that's what we did.
Okay.
We did all the things that we tell our clients to do on ourselves. We revitalized our website. We put together our own brand guidelines and published that. That's a 120-page book on what it means to produce something for Imaginary Friends. We've put out content. We've written pieces of information because not everybody can always hire us for us. So we put out a workbook to talk about, we put out a brand design master workbook.
Is that the book?
That's one of the books.
Okay, because you had messaged me like, hey, we can talk about my book.
Well, that's one, So that's a workbook. We have it on Amazon.
Yeah.
But it's cheaper if you buy it local.
Come to his shop. Go get it.
You'll get the tour. I'll put on the hat. So that's one thing. We have another book that's coming out in about a month, and it's a parable on we use it as a modern day narrative guide for talking and understanding branding.
Okay.
And so through a parable format.
And I like what you're saying because I don't understand branding. It's like stereo instructions to me. I'm like, what? And I also don't really I don't it's not a necessarily not want to learn, but it's cool that there's people like you'll do it for me. It's just because sometimes you don't want to do it. A lot of companies are like, I don't have the time, to be doing content, to be doing all those things. So you hire someone to do it for you.
Yeah, I think it's important that we have a general understanding of what it is.
Sure.
I don't think we need to do it. I can change the oil in my car. My dad taught me how to do it when I was 16. It takes me 3 to 4 hours, and I am frustrated when I'm done. And at this time of the year, I am not loving life. So I'd rather pay somebody else to do it, and I will sit and read a book for 45 minutes while they just seem to make it work like magic.
In 15, they're done. You're like, okay.
Yeah, and I can
it's
just get on
time
with my day.
saving. That's like my husband. I'm like, can you fix this? He's like, no, call someone. He doesn't have the time. Yeah. He'd rather chill on, his shift off, at home. So that makes a lot of sense. So what is upcoming for your companies? Anything coming down the pipes?
So, like I mentioned, we have the one book that's coming in the next month. So we're really
excited. What's it called?
Direction, Not Decoration.
Okay, nice.
So really, really excited about that.
Books.
Hopefully we'll coordinate some sort of book launch event somewhere.
That'd be neat.
We are currently working with several local nonprofits.
Okay.
One of them is doing a major rebrand, new logo. This is a long-time known entity, major logo brand guide. They won our New Year, New Yuma competition. And so really excited about the work we're putting out for them. It's going to be a drastic, there's going to be some similar elements and others that are going to feel drastically different because they haven't evolved since their initial presentation of how they look.
Sure.
And so now we dived into all that stuff.
A lot of people rebrand.
So,
is that something you recommend to people? Maybe if you get stale?
I think that they need to understand what it is just enough to make sense, because in Yuma, branding isn't always visual.
Yeah.
It's just because of today's climate of digital applications and certain things, we've added this heavy visual element. There are several businesses in town, I swear, that have survived years with no visual branding because their branding was their taste or their smell. Specific restaurant.
Exactly.
It's like I can still smell the stromboli from the foothills.
I know I smelled chili pepper.
And I can smell chili pepper. Because that's what they were built on.
That's what we know.
That's what they were built on.
Exactly.
They were ubiquitous forever. So, and it just seems like the logo is something that I've only seen in the last 5 or 10 years for the chili pepper.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think that I recall ever seeing a logo before that.
It didn't really matter anyways, because we just went there to eat.
Yeah. So.
All right, so you got your book coming out.
Yes.
It sounds amazing.
Thank you.
I really wish we could talk the whole time about you because this is just really cool. Like I
Oh.
love learning about this stuff. We've never met.
I'm old, so I have a lot of stories.
How old are you?
I'm pushing 50.
You're pushing 50. Well,
pushing 50.
you look great.
Oh, thank you.
I just turned 40. I feel amazing.
Good.
So it's like, I don't know. I've decided I'm not embracing my age anymore. I just am what I am. Like,
Yes.
I'm just like, I am. I'm here. This is great. So I love learning about you.
Thank
so
you.
if anyone needs any sort of marketing, branding, any knowledge that you have in your brain, make sure, how do they find you?
They can go to our website, neversee.me.
Yes.
And then also I'm on social media as the Reach Architect or Reach Architect through a lot of my profiles.
Okay. Awesome. Well, reach out to him if you need help with your company. So that was your intro.
Thank you.
Now we're going to spend the rest of the time answering these crazy questions.
Okay.
So here we go.
Okay.
Just go ahead, pick one. And then you read it. And he's been married for 18 years. I'm sure he's got a lot of experience.
A lot of mistakes that other people don't need to make.
Exactly. Okay, what's it say?
Roni, I know you're really getting out there, writing this column, starting a relationship coach business, and making guest appearances. How are you handling all this local fame, and what are your future goals?
Well, that sounds like a question for me. I don't think I'm famous. If you call Yuma famous. You know, it's hilarious. I got new tires yesterday at Discount Tire, and it was the first time that I was recognized. The guy checking us out, like me, and he's like, "Were you on the radio?" I said, "I used to be." That was the first time that's ever happened to me, and I thought it was hilarious. But you know what? I think when I got that question, I remember thinking like humility. Humility is so key. Like I can't let any of this get to my head, and my purpose is to do this for the community. This is not about me. This is about you guys. So it's kind of like what you're saying with your company. Like you're like, I'm here to help you. So that's kind of how I feel.
I would argue a little bit that.
Okay.
I would go just a touch
Okay.
by the airplane mentality of when something is going wrong. When something goes wrong and the oxygen masks drop out from the headset, what do they tell you?
To help yourself first, right?
Take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
Because if you can't take care of yourself,
How am I going to help my kid there? Yeah.
So in your coaching and everything else, if you can't take care of yourself, if you can't promote yourself, if you can't, take just a little bit of vanity and pride in what you're doing, how can you then shine that onto other people?
That's right.
To bring attention to other causes?
Yeah.
So I would almost argue it's not that, don't make it all about you.
Yeah, like ego.
Yeah, don't let the super ego take over. Kind of live in the it a little bit, but definitely go along that path and take some of that in, be proud of it, promote it, own it.
Yeah.
And then whatever causes, interests, stories that come your way that you really want to help magnify to the audience, the voice, the cut through the noise.
Yeah.
Do that.
Wow. That's why I love that question. I don't know like why I even put it in the vase because how was a guest going to answer that? But I love that you can flip it around like that because there is an aspect to putting yourself out there and it can be embarrassing. It can be awkward and weird, but I feel like I've reached a level of not really caring what people think and you just have to do it because it's what you want to do and letting those negative comments or positive comments, not affect you, like not blow up your ego too bad. And the negative ones of like, oh, what is she doing? It's like, okay, well then people are just going to hate no matter what.
Absolutely.
So, and the internet is such a weird place.
Really weird.
Some things take off and some things don't. And
Absolutely.
I don't get the algorithm. I don't know what it is to crack the code. Like do you know?
No.
You're in the marketing business.
Well, the thing is, again, it's like
it changes.
You find things so that, again, going from a customer perspective, you find out what they want, not what you want to push upon them.
That's right.
Because when you do something you want, you got to be able to do it for yourself. Success or fail, you got to do it for yourself. If you want to actually make money, you got to do what the customers want.
Yeah.
And people like Steve Jobs did an amazing job of figuring out what customers wanted before they even knew they wanted it.
That's right. He kind of told you what you wanted.
He kind of put out this like, we're doing this amazing thing. And you're like, where have this been my whole life?
I miss that, yeah.
And yet at the end of the day, you think back to like the Jetsons, it's always been there. We just didn't pay attention.
Is he one of your idols? Like who's one of your idols or like people you've really, really like read their books or studied them?
I've read a lot of books.
Okay, you're a reader.
I actually briefly had a podcast about books. With Derek Egerberg, and we called it the Mastermind Library, and we talked about a lot of business and practical books. I do respect Steve Jobs. I liked Wozniak over Jobs.
Okay.
But probably one of my favorite books is probably Introvert's Edge, because I'm an introvert, believe it or not. And it's the quiet and can outsell anybody, and it talks about systemizing. I liked it so much I hired the guy as a mentor.
Wow.
So his name is Matthew Pollard. He's absolutely fantastic.
Cool.
I like Gabrielle Bernstein, who created Super Attractor. I like Adam Grant, who did Think Again.
Okay.
I like Jim Quick, Limitless. If you could have one superpower in the world, what superpower would it be?
Honestly, my kids ask me this all the time because they're little. I would like to fly.
That's a good one. I like his.
What is it?
The ability to learn better.
Your guys is like so deep. I'm like, I just want to fly.
No, and that's the reality of it is, and so it's like if I can learn better or something at a better place, then it's like, because we don't go into schools, we are taught a very specific way.
That's right.
There is no subject in school that teaches us how to learn better.
Yeah. We can't even dive into that, but it's I'm like that. There is not enough time to talk about the school system. Like I can't even get into it because I'm too passionate about it. That's why we're homeschooling.
Understood.
Yeah. So I'm like, I love that you say that because you're right. There's no class of this is the life class, and there's just nothing like that. And so I wish that's what we're teaching our kids now. This is the life class, and this is what we're doing. So, all right. Well, that was great answers. I'm gonna have to check out all those books because I haven't read any of them. So
I can send you a list if you want.
Yes, please. And I'm not a big reader, so I need to be.
Audiobooks.
That's good too.
Audiobooks. Again,
like they save you. You're like.
Well, no. I mean, it's like I got a Greyhound in 2019.
Yes.
And in the spring of 2020, she started whimpering in the morning, and because we were crate training her downstairs.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll get up with her. And then she started whimpering. So then I went out with a mile, and then it turned into 2. And now we're averaging, depending on the day, 6 to 12 miles a day, every day. And I listen to audiobooks at 3x speed while I'm walking my dog, which is how I've gotten through
crazy?
so many books.
My husband watches his like podcast videos on YouTube like at like 1.5, and it's like it's almost like overwhelming to me. Like, but he likes that.
It's an accent at this point. Once you tune into it, you can hear it.
And he's like, because he's like trying to save time, So all right, well let's roll it up, and then you just throw it at one of the cameras. Yeah. All right, we got time. Let's pick another one.
Pick another one. Okay.
Come on, be a marriage question. I need marriage help from you. Okay.
I am in love with my best friend. We are also coworkers. She has no idea how I feel, and I am super scared to tell her. I don't want to get rejected, and I don't want to mess up our friendship. But I feel I am missing an opportunity for a great relationship. Should I tell her and risk the outcome, or just stay friends? Be still my heart.
That's a touchy subject because I don't know about you. I feel like maybe a lot of people have had that friend that like you don't know if it should go past that best friend level. Do you ruin the friendship or do you start something beautiful? So what would you tell this person?
That would be a horrible thing because I am autistic and I had to read books on how to understand body language and cues.
You're like, I don't get it.
I didn't have much of any girlfriends in high school or early college because I didn't understand.
Okay.
I everything went over my head and I was just too blunt and direct. And that was definitely not attractive.
In high school, I'm sure, especially.
Or college.
How did you meet your wife?
MySpace.
Oh my gosh. So that just brings me back to high school days.
So I was not in high school. She was not in high school. I want to make that very clear. She lived in Brawley.
Okay.
And I could communicate and I could write, but like I said, I missed a lot of things. And so we connected over MySpace. And
how old were you?
I was 26.
Okay. Oh, so you guys were like past
high school. We were both out of college.
Okay. So MySpace, you met. Did you just like message her one day?
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome. Yeah, liked your profile picture?
Yeah, probably.
And so did she so you guys just got to know each other online?
Got to know each other online a little bit, and then she came here for a full day date where I took her out to, there used to be a place called Java Oasis, and I took her there, and we played Scrabble. Then we took her to Jimmy D's to play pool, and then took her to Buffalo Wild Wings, and then we went bowling.
Inca Lanes?
Inca Lanes.
Love that place. I grew up there.
And then, and then we hung out for a little bit with some other acquaintances so that it wasn't just me, you know. And and that was a full day date. And then later on, I went to Brawley and visited her and did that for a minute. And then she moved to Yuma, and then we bought a house. And
so you guys were like inseparable after the first date.
Pretty close to it. I mean, outside of being an hour apart, but yeah.
So now you've been married 18 years.
18 years.
So you're saying you're autistic. So you would not be able to pick up
I would not be able to tell if this is a good thing or not. I don't have a clear way of understanding if they would be interested in me to be on that point, because I understand. It's like, because having a
Yeah.
good friend, like as a
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of good friends.
Yeah.
I have a lot of good acquaintances.
God, I feel
and
the same
And I
way.
have people that I can talk about this with, and I have people I can talk about that with.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
I saw this post or something like that. I actually don't believe in best friends. I believe that you have a friend for like every avenue of your life. So like you're
Season.
saying, yeah,
A
or
reason,
like
a season in life.
I talked to this person about marriage. I talked to this person about kids, so I believe that too. But for that person, I don't know. You really have to risk the pros and cons. You love your friend. You love the friendship. Is it worth saying, I have feelings for you? Because how do you know she's into you? Like, that's a rough one.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I almost feel that if this was a gender reversal, it'd be, I would say go for it, because the guy would be clueless.
That the girl liked him.
Yeah, I think that it's like, if he didn't pick it up already, he would be clueless and hit him on the head with a 2x4.
Yeah, she's all hello.
But this is something that's like Hallmark movies is kind of made out of, So it's one of those. It's like, just, I almost compare it to gambling. It's like, if you can't lose whatever you walk in with,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
You're right. And you never know. It could go so many ways. Like, he can be like, I like you. And she's like, let's be friends. And they stay friends, or they never get over that hump, or.
Or they get resentful of
Yes.
not getting the opportunity and the chance. It's
Or
like,
they get together.
that's the other thing.
I'm all about risk. So just go for it. Like, that's what I say. Go for it. You'll probably regret it the rest of your life, thinking, I never told her how I felt. And so, but did they say coworker? Like, that would make it awkward at work.
That's the other side.
You might
of
have
it.
to get a new job.
Be prepared to get a new job if it doesn't work out, or if it does work out, be prepared to get a new job.
You can't date your coworker.
I mean, it's like, again, I saw on other things, people work together. Some of your past kids. I will not work with my wife. I don't think I'd be a very
Me and
good.
Eleni talked about that. Yeah,
Yes.
is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
I don't think that it would. Well, not and Eric.
Yes, they have a business.
yeah.
They work so well together. I'm like,
people think my
how?
office manager sometimes is my wife, and I'm like, no. My office manager runs my office.
Yeah.
My wife, I think that would be too
much.
Too much.
I totally agree. Me and Bo are the same way. We've tried. It does not work. And I'd rather just be your wife. I just want to hang out and not talk business. And we have different work styles. And we went through that path. It doesn't work. And now we know that's just not something for us. But for some people, they love it. And that's great for them.
Yeah, it's like if your work style matches your personal style. Like, I used to teach swing dancing.
Really?
I used to travel.
You were full of random things.
Yeah, I'm just ADHD. So I used to travel, compete, DJ, perform swing dancing from Montreal to Monterey.
Wow.
But I was a very stern teacher, and so I don't think a relationship would ever survive my teaching style, because they would get. Feelings would get hurt.
Exactly.
And so I never taught my wife. Whenever we went out, when we were, if I had friends, I'm like, they can teach you. I'm not going to teach you.
I'll just enjoy it.
Yeah. And we can still go dancing and have fun.
But I'm not going to teach you.
But I'm not going to teach you.
Yeah. I love that. All right. Throw it again. We got like 5 minutes. We're going to do this one more time real fast. We're going to do a speed question. Did he get you? He got you. He's trying to wake you up. Oh, goal. He hit one of our camera guys. Okay, here we go.
I am in my first serious relationship since my divorce 2 years ago. My ex and I had a horrible marriage, and I am worried that I don't know how to pick good men. My new boyfriend is opposite of what my husband was, and we get along very well. I don't know if I picked him because he's so different than my ex, or I really value him as a future partner. Am I overthinking this? My head hurts.
What do you think?
My wife said that I was never like any man she had dated before.
And look at you guys.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
So I think that that was attractive to her. I think she was, again, Brawley, like Yuma, it can be a small community.
Yeah.
And so I think she was looking for something. Well, if she was looking, she was looking for something different than what she had experienced.
Which is
dating.
smart. Which is smart.
And so I joke at this point that she did not necessarily like my attire.
What did you wear?
I'm pretty sure it was just jeans and a t-shirt. It may not have been the most flattering jeans and t-shirt. Let's just say that it probably didn't look the best on me. It took me a long time to get to this look.
This put together attire. You know what?
Very-
I met my husband in freaking rehab, okay? And the first time I met him, he was wearing sandals, board shorts, a wife beater, and a cowboy hat, all right?
That did it for you, though.
No. I was like, get away.
So-
One, I was like 9 days sober, and I'm like, my head hurts. Everything's crashing in my life. I can't even think about dudes. You know, I'm trying to make it work with my ex, you know, who is off still, you know, doing his thing. So it was cool to meet there and to meet each other at that state. And then when we were like a year sober, we started dating.
Okay.
And so now he dresses very nice 12 years later, you know, and he always wears only black though. That's his thing. But anyways, it was just so funny that you said that because I'm like, wait a minute, that's what Bo was wearing. And I always laugh about that because it did not impress me, but I also wasn't in the mood to even worry about that at that point in life.
I wore sandals with socks.
And the date?
Possibly on that
Probably.
day. Possibly on that day.
And she didn't run.
And she didn't run.
She really must have liked you.
Well, yeah, she also drove an hour, so she might as well get like a meal and a drink out of
like,
it.
you know what? This is going to be worth it. So
I think that, you know, I think that there is a level of attractiveness of it being different.
Exactly.
That can't be the only reason, though.
Yeah.
There's got to, you know, as you get to know somebody, I feel like you got to find those points, those commonalities, those areas where you have a shared mutual short-term and longer-term interest.
And the goals and values and morals need to align. And I think it's great to go for somebody different. If you know that you're going for like class A all the time and it doesn't work, try Z. But maybe it's too drastic, you know? So like you're saying, reevaluate what's important to you. But there's nothing wrong with trying something new.
Yeah, like, oh gosh, I just started watching this show called The Bear. Have you ever seen it?
I've heard of it.
So it's a really good show.
The cooking show.
Sure,
Kind of like
sure.
It's a restaurant like drama, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I got through an episode and the guy was talking about his late brother. And he says like, you know, grow up's like, and he was my best friend. The only problem is that everybody thought they were his best friend. And it's like, it's one of those things that hits like, if you're an introvert and you're dating an extrovert, are you their partner or is everybody feeling that too? So it's like, because that would also be something maybe radically different.
Exactly.
So it's just finding those things and having those discussions, those very frank discussions about, especially again, if they've been divorced.
And they were divorced.
So they're not like 18, 19, well,
No.
I
Who
assume that
knows?
they're not 18, 19, 20. You know, they're trying to figure out what they want to do with
That's
the
right.
rest of their life with a partner.
Yep.
So it's like having those frank discussions is not in a means to scare somebody off, just to be like, I don't want to mess around.
Yeah.
When I dated, I didn't date many people more than a month because I knew that I wasn't
you
going to go on
knew.
that path.
Yeah, you knew.
So outside of my wife, I only dated 2 people more than a month in my life.
Okay.
And
they just, the values didn't align,
yeah,
the thoughts,
and,
conversations.
Or even if they did, but there was other things that just weren't going to line up long term.
Exactly.
And so having those frank conversations is not necessarily being, it's kind of being, it's not being cruel, it's being kind so that you don't waste their time.
I don't think people have enough of them. I think that things stretch out too long. I was in a 10-year relationship where if we had just actually got real about what was happening in our toxic relationship, it would have lasted a quarter of the time. But when it's also fueled to drugs and alcohol, it's just unhealthy in general. But today, I really try to have conversations with people before the resentment grows, before something stretches out too long where it's irreparable, especially with my husband. Like just, hey, you're doing this and it's bugging me. It's not probably even you, it's probably me, but can we talk about it? So I don't think you're too blunt at all. I love straightforwardness. So good answers. Our show's over. So you want to throw it? So remind everyone how to get a hold of you.
Again, you can find me through our website at neversee.me. We do have ways where you could schedule a free consultation just to come in to talk about stuff.
Get the tour.
Get the tour.
What's this hat?
Oh,
what do you put on?
I mean, it's top hat, you know, bowler hat, you know,
Whatever hat you have.
Newsy cap, branded cap.
You make it fun.
Yeah.
Why not have a little fun with a tour?
Exactly.
So
offer them a beverage, you know. So, and then, or again, I'm the Reach Architect or Reach Architect on most social media.
Reach.
Reach.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find you.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to find all of your profiles. Did you have fun?
I had a blast. This has been a very fun experience.
Yeah, and I'm so glad to meet you. You're like I said, I like your straightforwardness. You've got a successful marriage. Like I could learn a lot from you too. So I'm super grateful to have met you.
Thank you.
Come back next week, everybody. I'm not sure who our guest is. There is somebody, but someone will fill the chair. So I'll see you next week. Bye.